Licypriya Kangujam, The Clash of Environmentalism and Controversy. Introduction. Licypriya Kangujam, a young activist from Manipur, India, has gained prominence for her environmental campaigns that advocate for the rights of her people and the protection of their lands. However, beneath the veneer of a climate advocate, there lies a deeply polarizing persona who some critics have dubbed a fake environmentalist. In this examination, we delve into her contributions, actions that challenge the definition of activism, and the stark dichotomy between her environmentalist label and her affiliations.
Licypriya Kangujamna thermal drone leiraba matungda mahaki social media account ta thagalakba post amada asumna hairi. Ibung singi lam changbada mating oinanaba thermal drone amadi ngasi leijarure 5.6 lakhs ta logjabani.
Bringing to light the complexities and controversies surrounding her figure in the socio-political landscape. A charismatic figure, since emerging onto the scene, Kangujam has inspired many with her fervent crusade for environmental issues. Her work, aimed at raising awareness about the ecological degradation threatening Manipur, resonated widely. Despite her undeniable charisma and ability to mobilize support, recent investigations into her activities have painted a different picture. Allegations of militancy. After initial public interest and affection from supporters, allegations surfaced that Kangujam has redirected her efforts towards more militaristic agendas. Most notably, she has been accused of donating thermal drones intended for Meitei militant groups engaged in ongoing conflicts within the region. This shift has raised eyebrows about her commitment to genuinely serving her community and attention to peace-building. Critics assert that Kangujam's choice of alliances speaks volumes about her true intentions. Rather than solely focusing on uplifting her people using peaceful means, she strategically intersects her environmental urgency with a militant narrative. This transition complicates her image as a traditional environmentalist fighting for ecological justice. Fundraising for personal interests. Fundraising, often regarded as essential for activism, must be scrutinized carefully. Kangujam's attempts to raise foreign funds for her community, while on the surface an admirable pursuit, have raised questions. Many locals voiced their concerns regarding the effective allocation of these funds. Instead of fostering transparent implementation for tangible improvements, her actions appear more self-serving in nature, hinting at personal gain disguised as a collective campaign. Through international travels, including to Europe and various Asian and Western countries, Kangujam has enriched her own experiences and network under the pretext of gaining international attention for Manipur's issues. Skeptics argue that these journeys catalyzed her personal ambitions rather than serving the communities she professes to speak for. Each destination along her travels becomes a backdrop for her activism, transforming them into claimable resources on her allure as an advocate. Stepping over the line. The notion of terrorism. The starkest point of criticism revolves around Kangujam's alleged incitement to violence through militant advocacy. Her public discourses hint at justifications for violence against the Kuki people, dependent on her perspective of them as adversaries. Such remarks shroud her environmental ethos in suspicion about true motives confessed in the veil of activism. Critics declare that this behavior belies her label as an environmentalist, stating she embodies a paradox, representing just 10% of the always morally positioned nature of an environmentalist, while the other 90% appears markedly influenced by conflict-oriented ideology. Reactions from the community. Teeming from varying opinions among her constituents, the narrative splits among supporters and vehement opponents of Kangujam's methods. While some communities cherish her advocacy, viewing it as desperation's birthright and significance in fight-or-flight scenarios of political oppression, others recognize the toxic implications her rumored activities intertwine with their environmental plight. In conversations, legitimacy transformed rapidly from grassroots collaboration into overwrought tactics instigating fear among adversaries, instead of sustainable strategies for ecological preservation.
International crime. And also today's global climate crisis.
Conclusion. From her humble beginnings advocating for environmental justice, to now a figure surrounded by controversy, Kangujam's saga unfolds more like a transformational allegory than a mere chapter in India's battle for environmental integrity. Asserting herself as a representative loud against oppression structured on questions, Kangujam illustrates the fundamental complexities of activism today. Whether a beacon for exterior legitimacy in endless struggles, or a manipulatively driven disruptor, a fake environmentalist, calls for introspective measurements of each action, intention, and outcome speak to future generations. As with any authentic change, mentalities must grapple with fluid opportunities that reside shadowing original intentions, imparting much-needed fervor not just for environmentalism, but genuine acts of community leadership. Please subscribe Zalengam Media for more video. Thank you very much for watching. I am Harry from South Carolina.